This is one of the most important days, in my opinion, in American history. It's our declaration of economic independence. For years, hardworking American citizens were forced to sit on the sidelines as other nations got rich and powerful, much of it at our expense. But now it's our turn to prosper, and in so doing, use trillions and trillions of dollars to reduce our taxes and pay down our national debt, and it'll all...
It's President Donald Trump yesterday at the Rose Garden announcing it is Liberation Day. Good morning, I'm Greg Bishop. It's Illinois in Focus Daily. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and wake up with us each and every weekday morning. Why are we talking about what's going on in Washington, D.C. on Illinois in Focus? It's simple. It impacts you right here in the land of Lincoln. So we've got in response to the tariffs from U.S. Senator Dick Durbin and Governor J.B. Pritzker. Pritzker wrapping up his trade mission to Mexico yesterday, so we've got a statement there as well. So let's get into it, all right? If you go to thecentersquare.com, you can see the latest headlines as to what's going on in Washington, D.C. So Trump, he says, wave of reciprocal tariffs will go into effect at midnight, and after midnight, here we are. What is this all about? He says April 2nd being Liberation Day. The plans previously announced were 25% tariffs on foreign automobiles and auto parts, and reciprocal tariffs on countries that put taxes on U.S. imports. Here's the president talking a bit more about how for a long time the United States has been taken advantage of, he says.
Our country has been looted, pillaged, raped, and plundered by nations near and far, both friend and foe alike. American steel workers, auto workers, farmers, and skilled craftsmen. We have a lot of them here with us today. They really suffered gravely. They watched in anguish as foreign leaders have stolen our jobs, foreign cheaters have ransacked our factories, and foreign scavengers have torn apart our once beautiful American dream. We had an American dream that you don't hear so much about. You did 4 years ago, and you are now, but you don't too often, and for many years and decades even, you didn't hear too much about. Our country and its taxpayers have been ripped off for more than 50 years, but it is not going to happen anymore. It's not going to happen.
So the president, he went on to further talk about the history of it, and even talked about 1913 when the United States went away from relying on tariffs to help fund government functions and instead started relying on income taxes. Here again is the president from yesterday.
From 1789 to 1913, we were a tariff-backed nation, and the United States was proportionately the wealthiest it has ever been. So wealthy, in fact, that in the 1880s, they established a commission to decide what they were going to do with the vast sums of money they were collecting. We were collecting so much money so fast, we didn't know what to do with it. Isn't that a nice problem to have? What do you think, Marco? Good problem? Marco would love that problem. But we don't have that problem anymore, but we're not going to have it very much longer, I will tell you. But they collected so much money, they actually formed a commission to determine what they were going to do with the money, who they were going to give it to, and how much. Then in 1913, for reasons unknown to mankind, they established the income tax so that citizens, rather than foreign countries, would start paying the money necessary to run our government. Then in 1929, it all came to a very abrupt end with the Great Depression, and it would have never happened if they had stayed with the tariff policy. It would have been a much different story. They tried to bring back tariffs to save our country, but it was gone. It was gone. It was too late. Nothing could have been done. It took years and years to get out of that depression.
So again, that's the president from yesterday in the Rose Garden. What exactly is going to be happening here? Well, for China, the tariff rates be about 34% on imports, the world's most populous nation in China. For European Union countries, it'll be 20%. For Japan, the duty will be 24%. Imports from India will get a 26% tariff, and Cambodia will get hit with a 49% tariff. In addition, Trump said that a baseline of 10% would go into effect April 5th. And they even shared a chart that kind of breaks down some of the tariffs that we've seen in global trade. All right, so what are some of the things that these countries are charging the U.S.? 67% from China, 97% from Cambodia, and we're not going to charge that much, but maybe it will go up. Madagascar, 93%, 95% in Laos. Those are what they're charging the U.S. So you can see, while this is being reported out, a lot of different media outlets and Democrats very critical of this, but are they acknowledging that flip side of the coin of these other countries and what some may say are steep tariffs that they impose? And while all this is going on, of course, the stock market on, quote, Liberation Day, pretty volatile. See what it does this morning when we wake up and see the opening bell. But the criticism has obviously come in pretty quick. Governor J.B. Pritzker yesterday put out this statement after the announcement from President Trump. Let's see here. Here we go. Slams Trump's tax on working families following the Mexico trade mission. Governor J.B. Pritzker released the following statement. Donald Trump may want to call this Liberation Day, but there is nothing liberating for working families who are grappling with the high cost of food, housing, and utilities. Tariffs are a tax, he said. They are a tax on working families, a tax on groceries, a tax on other everyday necessities. Instead of doing anything meaningful to lower prices for Americans, the Trump tax on working families is an extreme escalation against our closest allies that will raise prices just to give Elon Musk and his wealthiest friends a tax break. So really no indication there or acknowledgement of the taxes, I guess, that other countries are imposing on the United States, nor any acknowledgement of Trump's efforts to essentially say, if you build it here in the United States, there's no tariff. And that's the White House saying that they want manufacturers to come back to the United States. Senator Dick Durbin also sounding off on this on the U.S. Senate floor. Here he is talking.
President, since taking office 72 days ago, the Trump administration has created chaos in our economy. The president, if you'll remember, campaigned on lowering prices for American families. Unfortunately, his policies and actions have done the opposite. Many families are worse off today than when he was sworn in. In February, egg prices, which has become a political standard bearer, hit a new all-time high in the United States. Just last week, a typical U.S. homeowner's monthly mortgage payment also reached an all-time high. And now, Donald Trump's ill-conceived, foolish trade war with one of our top allies is the latest example of his continued pain for America's wallets. On February 1st, the president announced he was imposing a 10% tariff on energy imports from Canada, as well as 25% tariff on all other goods. Unsurprisingly, Canada answered and announced retaliatory tariffs. And just like that, a trade war with our second largest trading partner and closest ally is underway.
But again, this does not acknowledge how much Canada was imposing tariffs on the United States. So I would encourage you to go check out the story at the Center Square on the national page of all the different countries and the tariffs that they were imposing on the United States. And you could see, like the United Kingdom, Cambodia, Switzerland, Dominican Republic, and more. So go find that and share that story up. It is Illinois in Focus Daily. I'm Greg Bishop, and we'll hear a lot more about this, obviously, as the president's plans for reciprocal trade tariffs go into effect, already in effect. All of this coming together and how it's going to impact Illinois and the political landscape here. Is it going to be a tough go the next few months, or are things going to turn around fast? We'll be watching it here with Illinois in Focus Daily. And I want to encourage you to also check out Everyday Economics here with this channel on the Center Square. You've got a PhD in economics and the Center Square's publisher talking about the financial ramifications of government decisions. So check out that podcast as well, Everyday Economics here with the Center Square. I'm Greg Bishop, and it is Illinois in Focus Daily. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and wake up with us each and every weekday morning. Get the podcast where you get podcasts and that newsletter in your inbox by going to thecentersquare.com.